to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry.
That's all right. Just got the model code.
Oh, that on.
That's it.
All right, that brings us to the police report. I think it's in the packet for the council members. You had a chance to look at that. Got any questions? Hearing none. Move on to code enforcement. If there's any questions there, let me know. He's working a couple of cases that's been working for a while.
Still up on the corner?
Still moving with that.
There's a few more I got, I just know this, but I'm still going over, might give it you or something.
He's added some yards.
This weird strip of land up here,
Yeah.
ten,
Well, there's another one too.
out of Wilson.
Yeah, that's it. There's another one out there he's looking at too.
And, the right of way on Lincoln, in between the road and the sidewalk.
On Lincoln Street,
Yeah, south.
South Lincoln?
South Lincoln. There's about 3 or 4 houses there that it's,
I've tried to encourage people if they live in front of it to just please mow that. Most of them do, but there's just some that just
yeah,
won't do it.
I don't think they're gonna hit those at all.
And we try to go through town every now and then and find those. There's a couple on Main Street.
Yeah, I saw where they are, people going from
And
there.
then we try to go through town, Danny does, try to go through town and catch those every 2 or 3 weeks, but I'll try to get that on the list and look at those right of ways. Hopefully I can stop and see that property owner and encourage them to mow that when they mow the yard, we'll see. Is there any other questions on code enforcement from the council? All right, that brings us to the fire department. I think they've had a pretty good call volume, but it was mostly when that dry weather was here. I think they had quite a bit of calls out of the country, mostly. They've had, 1 or 2 here in town, I don't know of. But, it's been fairly quiet since we got a little rain. That's a good thing. Is there any questions from the council on the fire department right now? Like I said, the month before, 2 months before, they had pump tests and then they had hose tests. So they got all that done. I think everything's in pretty good shape. They're doing a bunch of work to the trucks. And when we roll over into this next budget in July, there'll be some more work to the trucks. I think some tires and some different things in the next year's budget that you guys have approved or getting ready to approve here in just a little while.
We got the run list, over the weekend, so on next month's bills report, we'll have all the run fees and things.
So y'all be able to see that. Is there any other questions on the fire department? All right, that brings us to water and sewer. They've been pretty busy putting some taps in and different things. Got the building started over at sewer plant, the equipment shed, got it started. So things are moving on with that, and our longer term plan of trying to help parking up there and do all the other stuff is falling in place. Slower than I want, but it's falling in place. Any questions on water and sewer? I know Maggie and I have been working on paperwork and documentation for the water project out here that will be going out to bids on in the fall. But y'all will be seeing some more of that when we get all the documents done and all that and get ready to go out for bids. That's the one we got that grant money from the federal source, from Brett Guthrie's line item, and then KIA came up with a bunch more grant money on. That's the one I'm talking about. It's about $1,450,000 project. Is there any questions on any of that stuff? All right, that brings us to streets and sidewalks. been evaluating, and, Nathan Roberts is supposed to be down later this week, and, ride around a little bit. Kinda depend on him, I know Rich has ridden with him before in the past, he kinda depend on him to look at the edges of the streets, look at everything, and evaluate it, and kinda give us some idea what needs to be our priorities, you know. He's usually pretty good about that. He looks at so many of them, you know what I mean, he's done it for years. But sidewalks, I've got it on the maintenance guy's schedule. I think Travis is the one that brought it up last month about trimming some more of the tree limbs, you know, that are hanging down over the sidewalks. And, rightfully so, there's several that needs to be trimmed. But, we got that on the schedule here, as soon as we can get to it, we'll get those trimmed up. Is there anything else on the streets and sidewalk? That brings us to the park. Still a lot of work going on down there. I know y'all probably seen the shelters that got built and different things happening down there. Still a lot of kids playing ball and different things happening. We've got some more sprucing up to do, a little bit more painting to do, and then there's a little bit in the bathroom, a little work to do in it. I think it's the women's bathroom, but I can't remember. They're the bigger pavilion bathrooms. I think there's some work to do in there. They're working on that during these rainy days. We're trying to do the inside work. But the park's still getting a lot of use. I mean, a lot. It's people down there all over the place. Is there any other questions on the park, or any comments from the council on the park, or anything needs to be brought to my attention? All good, we'll move on to tourism. Rhonda, if you could give us a catch up on that, I'd appreciate it.
All right, we had, frog popping contest this weekend, and it was bigger than I would have ever thought it would be. We even had people from Paducah call about it, but we probably had about 60 kids and, another 30 adults probably. I mean, there were people everywhere. It was a good time, everybody loved it, so they couldn't wait till next year to come back. You know, it's amazing how simple little things like that draw people. But they had a very good time. The next thing we have is this Saturday, is our kickoff to the Party on the Square concert series, so we're excited about that. Andy and the Rockers are gonna be there. I can't wait, it's been a long time since we've done it, and I'm ready to get it going. I like the music. After that is, our fireworks spectacular is June 27th, no, June 28th.
28.
I got some dates in my head. We've got lots of vendors that's gonna be there. We're partnering with Friendship Baptist Church, and a lot of things planned. We're gonna have lots of fun. It's 150th birthday, and we're ready to celebrate it. So watch our Facebook page, come on down. We do have a tourism meeting tomorrow. We'll be in the council room at 6. We're gonna be talking about Frog Days summer. And, that's in August, and then we've got a council employee in July that we need to discuss. If y'all have any ideas or suggestions, you know, we're open to hear it, and I want to volunteer, so I'm ready to come on down. And that's all I have right now.
At, our first concert being this Saturday, right?
Yes.
And, we're looking forward to that. Did you say the band's name? I couldn't hear it.
Andy and the Rockers,
That's it, that's it.
Amy and who?
and the Rockers. They have played, at Franklin at their music series in Bowling Green as well, Pleasant Park.
Got a good name. We haven't had them here yet, but they got a good name. The frog hopping contest, is there a weight class there on those frogs, or like a length class, or you gonna start?
No, it's all sizes. You know, I had a few comments, did I buy or did I sell the frogs or anything like that? No,
Do you jump big frogs and little frogs at the same time?
I do.
It looked like in the pictures, there's a couple of ringers in there. You know what I mean? Somebody been training them all year.
But you know, the big ones don't always win.
Yeah.
And when we line the adults up, because we have 4 different age categories,
So you'll let me train my frog all year for this?
so that's what you wanna do.
Thank you,
I had
sir.
somebody ask me if I sanitize the concrete that they're on, and I'm like, no, I sweep it, but I do not sanitize it.
The frogs ain't the worst thing.
But when the adults realize that they can participate, I have people come up and say, hey, can I do it now? And I'm like, well, you gotta miss registration, so if I let you in now, then everybody's gonna be in, so. Make sure you read the papers, everybody can sign up and play.
Did the kid that usually fetches all the frogs for everybody, was he there?
He brings them for me every year, that's why he's red. I got him a shirt one year saying he was a frog wrangler. But it was sweet because I had a little boy come up and he had like 7 frogs. He said, I caught extra this year to share. He said, because last year I didn't have one and somebody let me use theirs.
So you can recycle the frogs?
And let the frogs go. Maybe.
I love it.
One of them named his frog dinner. I went over and sang the song, then the women frog with dinner.
For economic development, or is there anything else, any questions from the council or anything else on tourism from the council? All right, economic development, we got a email on Friday, and we've got some documentation, more documentation to do on that project out here for our economic development project at Auburn Business Park, so Maggie and I'll have to start working on that. We've got some work to do there. But other than that, I don't have anything, new to report. We're just doing paperwork, getting ready to accept those general funds, in the next fiscal year, starting July 1. So we're trying to get all the preliminary stuff done we can, and you know how slow those projects move anyway. We're just trying to get everything done up front we can do. Maybe it'll help a little bit. Is there anything else on the economic development? All right, move on to the senior center. I think there's a report in there. Of course, everybody keeps their,
I don't think we did have a report this time.
I think Sarah wasn't able to get that, but everybody keeps Sarah and her family in your prayers. Her husband passed away. It's been kind of tough. Family, it's kind of unexpected, that's always makes it a little worse. But anyway, everybody keep her in their thoughts and prayers, please. And everything else, as far as I know, I do want to thank our staff, Rhonda, and other volunteers, a lot of volunteers that stepped up when Sarah was out. They stepped up and took care of business down there, made sure everything ran smooth. Mary Ann Henry, who used to be our director, she was glad to come and help.
You still live in Missouri?
She came to help. She comes down there some. It is she and her husband Steve, but they came to help. So I just wanted to bring that up to show you our community feels that way. It's a good community, and they showed up to help. We appreciate it. Anything else on the senior center? It's still staying rented a lot too.
Mr. Hughes, I kind of missed the streets and sidewalks, I believe. I was running behind.
The only thing I brought up, I guess the only thing that was brought up on streets and sidewalks was that on the streets part, Nathan Roberts works for Scotty's. He's coming down later this week or first of next week, I can't remember which, but to meet with me and kind of talk over some of the streets, look at them. And on sidewalks, I brought up the fact that last month you brought up low-hanging tree limbs.
Yes, sir.
And James has got it on his schedule.
I was gonna touch on the sidewalks again. We've got some grass that has grown from one side of the sidewalk to the other sidewalk, and I just think we could take care
At
of
the
that.
street side, you mean?
Like there's a sidewalk and the grass is grown.
Oh, grass is falling over.
Yeah, it's like a booby trap.
Where is that at?
It's just, there's different places, I think,
I think one of you already taken care of on Main Street here.
Yeah, they're Main
and
Street.
it's just something to look into.
Yeah.
If you just jot a note, that'd be handy for me. But I kind of miss that as I run behind a little bit. But that's all I got to say about streets and sidewalk. I hate that backtracking.
Jeff brought up, that's okay, Jeff brought up, a couple of the sidewalks between there and the streets, reason I asked. The
Okay.
areas were not getting mowed, you know, that kind of thing, when we brought that up. But I did bring up about where you brought it up last month about the trees too.
I don't think it'll cost the city too much, you know what I'm saying, just a little maintenance,
It's just a matter of getting it on
get
schedule.
it done, you know.
Well, you know, we've got a pretty small crew that try to float them around, but we'll get to it. I'm just not saying exactly when, but we'll get it.
James has been spraying for the weeds too. James has been spraying.
Yeah,
For the weeds.
he's gotten behind on the spraying of all his spraying. And then if you remember, it was about 2 weeks where the wind was blowing 15 miles an hour about every day, and he couldn't spray in that. So he's gotten behind on his spraying, which that'll help a lot of this grass issue around those areas. Anything else?
You got me covered.
Okay, but anything else on the senior center before we move on? Everybody good? All right, that brings us to the cemetery. Laura and her crew's been working out there diligently, trying to keep it clean, keep it straightened up, and keep things picked up, and they do a great job. It looks good all the time. And before this rain moved in, they were able to backfill several of the plots that had settled, you know, over the winter, different times. We still have a few more to do, but I think she got the worst ones. But we have a few more to do. It started raining again, so we had to pull off that and move on to something else. But we'll get the rest of those taken care of too. But that's just an ongoing thing. We try not to cut it up during the winter, bringing equipment in there to fill those in, you know. But when we catch a dry or a frozen time, we go out there and work on them. But everything's moving pretty smooth out there, I think. Does any of the council have anything they want to bring up or comments about the cemetery?
I will say something about cemetery. On Memorial Day, we went out there, we put up 300 and some flags on the vegetable grave. And with them being cataloged like they were, everybody seemed to feel like it went a whole lot simpler. So, and Laura said that she was going to get the names on, hopefully, we'll try to get the names on the plots for next year.
Yeah.
So, but everybody felt like it did go a lot easier, so all that work she put in has been greatly appreciated, it has made it a whole lot easier. So,
I'll tell you, she
I just want
and then of course, you know, for almost a year, Nick Hines, you know, before he started working on water and sewer mapping, he was helping her with that mapping. So that's really been a tremendous effort on both their parts for about a year now. And it's paying dividends. When she goes to locate a burial plot or anything out there now, it's not a traumatic event, you know what I mean? Usually you can narrow it down pretty quick. And used to, we'd have to look through old maps written on cardboard boxes and stuff and try to find it. And now we're moving toward, you know, having it all digital, just like we're moving toward the water and sewer in the same way.
they done a good job on that.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll pass that on to her. She drives a good show out there, I'll tell you that. She takes good care of that business. And she's dedicated to it. She's serious about it. I mean, she really cares what it looks like. Anybody else have anything on the cemetery? All right. That brings us to the minutes of the May 11th, 2026 regular meeting. Anytime y'all have reviewed those enough, you entertain a motion to accept them into the record.
I'll make a motion to accept it. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Paul Tisdale,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Rex Evans,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Gregory,
Yes.
Ron Sullivan.
Yes.
That brings us to the financial report with our city clerk, Ms. Maggie Hine.
Alrighty. Our financial report as of the end of May, I will start with revenues. Month to date in May, for our general fund, we brought in $85,616.81. Year to date total, $1,455,066.48. making up 120.48% of our budget, so we brought in a little more than we thought we would. Citywide, in the month of May, we brought in $7,285.84, for a year-to-date total of $1,551,228.68, making up 112.3% of our budget. On the water sewer side, we brought in $117,512.43 in May, for a year-to-date total of $1,394,738.86, making up 77.29% of our budget. And I will say, with this being May's report, this is just 1 month shot of our entire fiscal year, so this gives us a really good idea of where we are at for this year. So moving down to expenses, on the general fund, we expended $126,324.41 in May, for a year-to-date total of $1,625,309.02, leaving us with a budget remaining of $395,251.79. Citywide, $142,360.29. Year-to-date, $1,748,809.27, leaving us with a budget remaining of $442,101.54. On the water sewer side, we expended $154,542.98 for a year-to-date total of $1,450,584.37, leaving us with a budget remaining of $720,128.97. At the end of May, our cash balances for the city accounts were at $1,686,034.54. Our water and sewer accounts at $1,331,705.78 for a grand total of $3,017,740.32.
Thank you. Any questions from the council on that? All right, that brings us to the bills payable. Council's had an opportunity to look at those, entertain a motion in a second to accept the bills payable.
Make a motion.
Second.
Is that Travis in the motion?
Yes, ma'am.
That's, we have a motion and a second.
And Raja, you the second?
All right. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the bills payable?
Is the Ford truck repair one of our newer trucks?
I'm sorry,
Was the Ford truck repair one of our newer trucks?
the newer one. It's the one that ain't giving any trouble. Yeah.
Was it a motor issue?
It was a harness issue and, I can't remember, it's 2 issues, but actually when they got into one of them, they found the other one. And James would have to give you the details. I didn't call for it. James can give you the details if you want to know exactly what it was. But it's actually the other truck, the one that had been given, in trouble one time. They both got a lot of age on them. One of them's a 04 model and the other one's a 14 model.
Yeah, I didn't know it just said Ford truck. I didn't know if it was one of the newer ones we had bought or if it was.
Right.
Not the new one.
No,
No, not neither one of the ones we just bought.
Yeah,
Those are
that's what I was
19
asking.
models. Yeah, this is the one thing. And we've been letting a few things go on, but it's time to get it fixed. Every time I look, I think about spending $80,000 to buy one. You know what I mean? Having one that we can snowplow with and everything else, it's pretty tough. Anyway, I think we've got a pretty good shape now, both of them. As sure as I say that, if something will happen now, I shouldn't say that. Anything else, any other questions on the bills payable? All right. Roll call, please, I think we've got it. We had a motion and a second on that, didn't
We did. Rod Tisdale,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
yes.
Rick Simmons,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Gregory,
Yes.
Ron Sullivan.
Yes.
we? That brings us to the ordinances. We have 2 tonight, second readings. Our city attorney, Ms. Elizabeth Field.
We'll start with second reading of ordinance 2026-01, an ordinance amending the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30, 2026 by estimating revenues and appropriation Whereas an annual budget amendment proposal and message has been prepared and delivered to the legislative body for review and modification. Therefore, be it ordained by the city of Auburn, Kentucky, the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025, and ending June 30, 2026 is hereby amended as follows. And I'll read the amended totals. General fund, fund balance carried forward, $1,834,498. Total resources available, total revenues being $1,538,940. Total appropriations, $1,601,017 for an ending fund balance of $1,772,421. Road aid fund, fund balance carried forward $82,904. Revenues being $28,792. And then appropriations being $60,000, that did not change, for an ending fund balance of $51,696. Water sewer fund balance carried forward $1,428,678. Total revenues being $1,278,945. Total appropriations being $1,332,935 for an ending fund balance of $1,374,688.
All right. Is there any questions on that? If not, I think y'all had, it's the same, I don't think it's changed any since you saw it last time. But anyway, if there's no questions, entertain a motion to accept or amend.
Make a motion to accept it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion from the council? Hearing none, roll call please.
Paul Tisdale,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Rex Evans,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Gregory,
Yes.
Ronnie Sullivan.
Yes.
All right. Ms. Steele has a,
Second reading of ordinance 2026-02, an ordinance adopting the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2026 and ending June 30, 2027 by estimating revenues and appropriation. Whereas the annual budget adopting the proposal and message have been prepared and delivered to the legislative body for review and modification. Therefore, be it ordained by the city of Auburn, Kentucky, that the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2026 and ending June 30, 2027 is hereby adopted as follows. General fund, fund balance carried forward, $1,590,887. Estimated revenues, total $2,943,525. Total appropriations, $3,535,426 for an estimated ending fund balance of $998,986. Road aid fund balance carried forward, $51,673. Total estimated revenues being $30,488. Total appropriations being $70,000 for an ending fund balance of $12,161. Water sewer fund balance carried forward $1,434,413 for total estimated revenues being $2,901,670. Total appropriations estimated $3,113,420 for an ending fund balance of $1,222,663.
all right. Is there not any questions about that, the budget, the new budget? Entertain a motion to accept or amend the budget, it's council's discretion.
I make a motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion from the council? Hearing none, roll call please.
Paul Tisdale,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Rex Evans,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Gregory,
Yes.
Ronnie Sullivan.
Yes.
That brings us to the resolutions. There are none that I know of. Municipal orders.
I did send in the resolution that we passed last meeting, to the people at the road aid, I forget the name of that fund. MARP is the acronym, and they did answer me, but they did last year too, and they forgot about it. So I'll give it a couple of weeks, and I'll check back in and make sure that they've not forgotten about us this year, but I did get it sent in.
They had a problem last year, I think they corrected it, I hope that. I know Maggie sent our paperwork in, they just didn't,
I did, and they didn't answer me.
yeah, they didn't have it. They finally found it and made it right, but anyway. There are no other resolutions that I'm aware of, no municipal orders. Which brings us to new business. And I have one thing left over from last month's agenda, which I guess would be old business, but I'm gonna bring it up under new business, if that's all right with the council. You guys discussed, altering your meeting time and date last month. Now, if you're not ready to discuss that again this month, we'll just all think about it again, talk about it when we get back. But I think it's a very serious thing that you have to think about, you know, all of you, you know, the time is really not a problem, that's a convenient time for the public to get here at 6 o'clock, you know, in the evening. But the date is a little inconvenient for us having it on the first Monday. And when I say that, it's just hard for us to get all the data together a lot of times, depending on what day of the month that falls, right?
Right.
And it's a lot of times it's very difficult for us to get all the data together and get your packet out days earlier than that. You know, get it out that Friday before that Monday. Doesn't give much time.
Why don't we just make our adjustments before, it's convenient to these guys, ladies?
Yeah.
Or convenient to.
Yeah.
I didn't look
System
at this
itself.
specifically, but I think typically regular meetings are set by ordinance, so likely we have to amend the ordinance.
We will.
Except by ordinance, I wanna say
Yeah.
2011, I looked at it the other day.
So somebody, what I would say is probably what needs to happen is somebody propose an ordinance amendment, and then we can get that put on for a first reading, that's what we have to do.
I mean, me personally, I wouldn't care to move it to Thursdays. That was the same week,
The what now?
move it to Thursday from Monday that same week, or even a Tuesday from Monday.
The second Thursday.
Or
See
the
that?
second Tuesday, we just give an extra day,
I think the second Thursday would give us plenty of time, no matter what day it fell
as long as we still get them on Friday or,
Right, yeah, I wasn't expecting anything different for me, you guys wanted more time to review it.
on.
Yeah.
Stay off of Fridays and stay off of Wednesday nights, because a lot of people, you know, we don't want to interfere with the church groups or whatever, you know. And then,
But that's good for y'all guys. Heather,
Yeah, we can keep doing what we're doing, it would just give you guys more time to review cause you guys did it on a Friday afternoon, and then we have the meeting on Monday, so you only have 2-3 days to look at it, where y'all would have almost a week.
Yeah, if we still got it to you at the same time, you just had longer.
Tourism meeting, though, is second Tuesday also.
Right.
You said they do meet?
Yeah, tourism meets in here on Tuesday.
so, if one of y'all are ready to make a motion, I'm good, you know what I mean, it's just that it comes from y'all, I'm ready.
I'll roll with whatever.
I would like to make a motion to move it to the second Thursday of,
I mean, I'll second that.
Thursday of the month.
yeah,
second,
second Thursday of the Friday.
I don't be too long. I don't second that.
So you made that in the form of motion, Jeff, is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Do we have a second to that motion?
I'll be long to it.
You good, second?
Yeah, I second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, is there more discussion from the council? I think that's a fair time frame, it's still have it at 6 o'clock, it's good for the public to get here. I think it probably worked pretty good, I hope so. We're all good? No discussion? Roll call, please.
Claude Tisdale, Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Rick Simmons,
yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Gregory,
Yes.
Ronnie Sullivan.
Yes.
She's checking her
It's too late now.
I'm just like.
Well, I mean, actually, I don't really think we can do it till we pass the ordinance.
This is
Right,
just
we
a
got that.
motion.
I'm just wanting to know.
Yeah, so do you want me to prepare the amended ordinance and then we'll put it on for, because technically the public would need to be, it needs to be advertised, it's in the church.
We're gonna be 3 months getting this done.
Yeah, so it won't happen next month.
We're gonna be 3 months, we got a first reading, second reading, and publication.
Oh, gosh.
So Jeff, I've got your motion down as motion to
I mean,
A motion to sponsor an amended.
Sponsor an amended
ordinance.
And the rest of the council is on board with this one.
I mean, there's just, I do my schedule a year out, and I know I've got stuff on Thursdays.
So you want us to rethink this?
I mean, I work on Thursdays, that's,
Or do it on Tuesday, okay?
I mean, like I said, it's not done, it's just,
yeah.
We done voted on it,
You look over,
we have to amend the ordinance.
you look over your,
but we have to have another hearing and do that.
We want it to be
They'll have
amended.
their turn to say what they want to.
Right, so that's what I'm saying, it's not done, I mean, it's not official.
It's in the motion, it's a motion.
It could be rescinded anytime.
If y'all don't like it, we can change it. But the ball's rolling right now.
I mean, it's majority, so it don't matter, I just work on Thursdays.
So,
we want to comment.
so you.
I
want
just, me
everything,
personally, I just
what
need
you
a little
tell
more time to look at the stuff, that's all I need.
me. Yeah. Ball's rolling.
What if it was like the third Monday? And you still got the stuff at the same time?
That's-
I'm throwing it out as a
Yeah.
suggestion.
That's a
I
good
mean,
idea.
take on that,
I don't have an issue with that either.
That's a good idea.
We can stay on Monday.
Whatever we can do to allow me more time to look. That's a-
See, that's the thing, I think everybody needs that, you know, so you can have more time to look at the package, right? This way you probably have a whole week to look at the package, you know.
I'm good with that.
That third Monday would be great.
Yeah, I mean, the third Monday would.
That'd be
better
wonderful.
for me than the
Yeah.
Thursdays.
Let's go ahead and make that.
Would you like to amend your motion, Jeff?
I would like to amend my motion.
Amen.
Make it
To
the
sponsor
third
ordinance.
Second.
To amend the meeting time to the third Monday.
That's-
That would work way better.
Can you amend your second?
Can you make your second?
Yes. Yes, I know.
We have a new motion on the floor, and, the previous one was amended, and it actually has no bearing until the ordinance comes into effect anyway, but it just symbolizes that we're all on board with it.
Thank
This
you,
is the
Steve.
third Monday of the month, 6 p.m. We have a motion and a second, is there any more discussion on that? Hearing none, roll call, please. Just to make sure everybody's on board.
Paul Tisdale,
Yes, ma'am.
Peggy Thomas,
Yes.
Brett Simmons,
Yes.
Travis Fuller,
Yes.
Jeff Gregory,
Yes.
Rhonda Sullivan.
Yes.
All right, so we have, third Monday, which give us, it'll probably give you a week to look at your packet, that'd be good. Gives you more time to look at all the data, ask questions if you need to before the meeting, whatever, that's good.
I don't know why we didn't think of that.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, it helps us a lot internally, or they help
Yeah.
a lot internally. Is anything else on that new business? That brings us to public comments. Is there any public comments that'd like to be made?
I would like to, if that would be all right.
Come right up.
I'm Julie, I'm the board president for the Logan County Humane Society. And I wasn't able to attend the May meeting because I was out of town visiting my mom, but I just wanted to come and thank you all for your tremendous support of our free microchipping event that we held in Auburn on the 3rd of May. It was a monstrous success, and the support that you all showed was unbelievable. We just wanted to let you know how much we appreciated it. From the use of the senior center, which is an amazing facility. That was my first time there, to be honest, and I had no idea it was such an incredible facility. And we were already trying to think of other things that we could do there, because it's a beautiful place. To the wonderful support of your City of Auburn employees, Danny, Shandon, and Holden. They were just right there. They were right in. We had our partners, Champion Pet Foods, there with a whole bunch of dog and cat food. We actually gave out almost 3,000 pounds of dog and cat food that day. And Danny, Shandon, and Holden, they hauled all of it. They took it from where we were, the table where we were giving it out to people's cars, and they just went back and forth, back and forth. They were right there, jumped right in, no complaints. They were incredibly helpful and useful. And Mayor Hughes was there, his wife was there, supporting us. We put in almost 50. We were just shy of 50 microchips in a 3-hour period. We put in a microchip every 4 minutes for the entire time. We had people showing up before we were even officially started, and we went probably for about 20-25 minutes after we were supposed to end. But it worked out perfectly because we never had a huge backlog of people waiting. So it wasn't that people were waiting so long that they got frustrated and left. It was just this wonderful constant turnover. We never had more than 2 or 3 people waiting at a time. So it turned out to be an excellent event, and it's something that we would definitely like to repeat in the city of Auburn. And we would love to find more ways where we, as the Humane Society, can come out to the city of Auburn and share our resources, share our educational resources, as well as our microchipping, our food giveaways, all of that sort of thing here with the city of Auburn, with the citizens of the city of Auburn and the surrounding county area. So I just wanted to come by and thank you all very much for that. I also wanted to reiterate for you just a reminder for our funding request. We would love to see the city of Auburn come on board as gold tier funders. We would love to see a $425 a month funding. That would go a long way towards us being able to provide additional services and provide more to help the citizens of the city of Auburn deal with the tremendous cat population. As you all know, we're in kitten season, or maybe you don't know, but we know every minute of every day. And we're getting constant calls from people. I just had a call today from someone right here in Auburn that was asking us to come and take in 24 cats that just 18 months ago was just 2 cats. But now they have 8 adults and 5 litters. And we know of, you may have seen on the news or in the paper, we're dealing with a house in Adairsville right now that has over 50 cats in it, inside the house. We know of at least 24 other homes with more than 20 cats inside them, and some of them are within Auburn. So our goal is to establish a serious countywide TNR so that we can stop this at the root, but we need funding to be able to purchase traps, to be able to establish a TNR clinic, to be able to establish or get a vet on board with it. And so I just was coming to thank you for your assistance in our last event and hope that you will consider going forward a donation or becoming a donation partner with the Humane Society.
I would like to get behind that because we do have an exploding cat population in Auburn.
Oh, yes.
And they have a lot of kittens, and the kittens have kittens, and they're running. Have you seen the cats in this town? They're everywhere.
It's cat math. People don't understand how fast.
Cat math is like
really
trigonometry, but it's pretty simple. There's 1, and then there's like 100.
Yep.
And then there's like 1,000.
Well, it can go from 1 cat, they can start having babies at 4 to 6 months. They can have 3, sometimes even 4 litters a year of 4 to 6 kittens. If we presume just 2 surviving kittens from just 2 litters, 1 unspayed female cat can be the progenitor of over 57,000 cats in just 5 years.
Yeah, it's exponential.
And we are in a point in Logan County as a whole where the cat population is becoming a health hazard. Rabies, coccidia, giardia, panleukopenia. Now there is something called bobcat fever.
Well, it's the hummingbirds that get me. The cats the stray cats are trying to kill my hummingbirds, and that's aggravating.
They have to eat. They have to
eat too. I understand that.
And so they go for, they're wild animals.
They're low-hanging fruit.
If we can just, and there are tried and true proven solutions. This isn't guesswork. We know exactly how to fix this. We just need the funding, and we just need the local governments to get behind it, and we can fix it. It takes time, but in speaking with other municipalities that have implemented countywide or municipal-wide TNR programs, they have said that within 3 to 5 years, there's a noticeable decrease in the population. So, but 3 to 5 years from now, there will be an even more noticeable increase in the cat populations if we don't start making a concerted effort to fix it.
Maybe I can convince Mr. Hughes over here to get behind us and we can.
Oh, we've been behind their events and all that, but now the council would have to sponsor that, that's a budgetary item, you know.
You said there were houses that's got 20 cats in the house.
Yes.
How do you get them to get their cats spayed, neutered and stuff?
Oftentimes,
Do they force them to, or?
well, we can't force anybody to do anything. Because there are no statutes in Kentucky for animal control for cats. There are no statutes in Kentucky that allow the law to come in and force them to do anything the way they can with dogs. But we always try to lead with compassion and make it easier for people to come to us and not feel judged or shamed, so that they can just come to us and say, like a call I got just today from a woman here in Auburn who said, you know, they had 2 cats and now they have over 20. And she said, you know, it just happened so fast. And so if we can establish in Logan County a low-cost spay neuter clinic with a county, along with the county-wide TNR program, that will go such a long way. Because right now, for someone in a situation like that with 20 cats, if they have to go to a local vet, it can be upwards of $250 per animal to get the animal fixed. And that just becomes completely cost prohibitive. In order to get a low-cost surgery done, they have to go to either Bowling Green, which is on the other side of Bowling Green, so that's 40-45 minutes away. They have to go to Morgantown, which is again 30 to 45 minutes away. They have to go to Franklin, or they have to go to Springfield. So, and in those places, because the funding right now in grants is moved to spay-neuter clinics, right? So there are grant funds available for spay-neuter clinics, low-cost clinics. And that's why we are really on the push right now for to get one of those established here in Logan County. Obviously, you know, grants have to be written and grants have to be got, but there is funding available for it. When we can offer people a solution that is $25 to $40 as opposed to $250 to $350, then it becomes a much more viable solution for them. We would very much like to model after Butler County. Butler County has enough funding and enough support from grants as well as businesses and local governments that they actually offer free spay-neuter for any resident of Butler County. And that is something that we would like to see, because that's been a huge part of Butler County being able to bring their outdoor cat population down.
Do they offer the same thing for the dogs there?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, free spay-neuter, and even us, like, that's where we go whenever we can get appointments there. Because it's $30 for us to be able to, for cats, it's $25 if their rabies is up to date, $5 for the rabies. If I go to and I can do that as a person or as the Humane Society. If I go to a local vet, that same surgery would cost, you know, plus the rabies vaccine, plus the office visits to get it set up, it's gonna cost $400+ for me to be able to get to that point. So it is something that we really need here. And yeah, so that's what we're working towards. And we'd love to have your partnership in it. Yeah. And we are going around to all the municipalities. Two months ago, our board secretary Shannon was here while I was in Adairsville, so I am thrilled that y'all are going to be moving your meeting, because Auburn, Adairsville, and Lewisburg city council meetings are all on the same night. So we either have to split our forces or, you know, not be able to go over several months. So I think it's a great idea that y'all are moving it. Does anybody else have any questions?
I would just like to say thank you because I had 5 of my dogs shipped. That day.
Oh, yeah.
I had the winter dogs and it was my son that helped. He really enjoyed doing that.
Oh, that's great. And they, did you get them all registered?
Yes.
Good. That's the next thing that we always move forward with them, is making sure that the microchips are registered. Because that is our goal, is to see, by our Humane Society long-term goal, is to see 80% of the dogs and cats in Logan County spayed, neutered, and microchipped by 2035. And if we can do that, we can reduce the stray and outdoor pet population by 60, 70, 80%. And then that will drop code enforcement violations, ACO issues, all of these other things will domino downwards if we can do that as well. And I would invite any and all of you to come out to the shelter and meet our staff and see what we do and ask any questions that you may have. I'm always happy to answer.
I'd like to thank you for the events they're having here. I think that you and Champion Pet Food, you both been great partners to us, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it's our real goal this year to get out into the community as much as possible all around the county. And we just love what y'all are doing here in Auburn. It's just amazing to see the way Auburn is, revitalizing itself and becoming just a beautiful place. So,
Thank you.
What is
Oh.
your name?
I'm Julie Martin. And if anyone is interested, we have a dog wash fundraising day Wednesday. We're doing dog wash for $20. If you want grooming on top of it, it's an extra $20. So if anyone else would like a card, I'm happy to do it.
What time does this start?
That's a very good question. I think at 12.
I might need a card, my dog, she's kind of stinking. I'm serious, she's.
That has my
She's
direct
bad.
number on there. You can
Bad.
call or text me anytime on that number. And I'd be happy to talk with
Thank
anyone.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming in. And again, thank you for your partnership here.
Thank you.
When I was telling you that a while ago, you guys, so you had that discretion. And when you talk about it and make decisions, you have that discretion in the budget. So. Is there anything else? Any other public comments? All good? All right. Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to live, but
Second.
what's going on with that?
Did we get a second?
Yeah, that's it.
I think you got the first and the second at the same time.
All right. All in favor?
Say aye.
Let's just say aye.
Yeah.
Opposed, likewise. I didn't hear any opposition. That makes me
I
happy.
did.